You're seeing this right now because something inside you knows. You know that what you've been through, every single setback, every disappointment, every moment when you thought you couldn't go on, all of it has been preparing you for what's about to happen. This isn't the end of your story. This is the moment right before everything changes. This is the breath you take before you rise higher than you ever thought possible. Let me tell you something that might shake up everything you believe about where you are right now. You think you're down. You think you've lost. You think maybe you've used up all your chances. But what if I told you that every single great comeback in history started exactly where you're standing right now? What if the very fact that you're here, reading these words, listening to this message, is proof that you're being called to something greater? You see, life has this beautiful way of bringing us to our knees, not to destroy us, but to rebuild us into something stronger. When a building needs to be renovated, sometimes you have to tear down the old walls before you can build new ones. That's what's been happening to you. The universe hasn't been punishing you. It's been clearing space for your expansion. Think about the caterpillar for a moment. That little creature doesn't know what's coming. It wraps itself in darkness, completely breaking down its own body, dissolving into something that looks like complete chaos. If you could ask that caterpillar what's happening, it would probably tell you it's dying. It would tell you everything is falling apart. But you and I know the truth. That caterpillar isn't dying. It's transforming. It's becoming something that can fly. That's you right now. You're in the cocoon. Everything feels dark. Everything feels like it's falling apart. But you're not falling apart. You're coming together in a way you never have before. You're being reorganized at the deepest level of your being. And when you emerge from this, you're going to fly in ways you never dreamed possible. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be saying, but you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've lost. You don't know how many times I've tried and failed. And you're right. I don't know your specific story, but I know this. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable, every person who has ever made a real difference in this world, every person who has ever inspired others with their life, has been exactly where you are now. They've all faced their dark night of the soul. They've all wondered if they could go on. They've all questioned whether they had what it takes. The difference between the people who make the comeback and the people who don't isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't even circumstances. The difference is a decision. It's a choice to see this moment not as an ending but as a beginning. It's a choice to understand that you're not being torn down, you're being built up. You're not being diminished, you're being expanded. Let me share something with you about how the universe works. When you're ready for your next level, life doesn't send you a gentle invitation. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and politely ask if you'd like to grow. No, it creates situations that demand your growth. It puts you in positions where you have no choice but to become more than you were. It pushes you to the edge of your comfort zone and then pushes you a little further. And that's exactly what's been happening to you. You've been pushed, you've been tested, you've been stretched. But here's what's beautiful about this process. You can't be stretched beyond your capacity. The very fact that you're going through what you're going through is proof that you have what it takes to get through it. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't give you challenges that are meant to break you. It gives you challenges that are meant to reveal who you really are. You are not your circumstances. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the opinions that other people have formed about you. You are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience. And right now, in this human experience, you're being given the opportunity to demonstrate just how powerful you really are. Think about every time someone told you that you couldn't do something. Think about every time you were rejected, overlooked, or dismissed. Think about every time you felt like you weren't enough. All of those moments, every single one of them, were lies. They were illusions. They were temporary circumstances that had nothing to do with your true worth, your true power, or your true potential. The truth is that you are here for a reason. You have gifts that no one else has. You have a unique combination of talents, experiences, and perspectives that make you irreplaceable. The world needs what you have to offer. But before you can give it, you have to claim it. You have to own it. You have to step into the truth of who you are. And that's what this comeback is really about. It's not about going back to who you were before everything fell apart. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be. It's about shedding the false beliefs, the limiting thoughts, the small ideas you had about yourself, and stepping into your authentic power. You see, most people live their entire lives never knowing their true strength, because they never face a situation that demands it. They stay comfortable, they play it safe, they avoid risk, and in doing so, they avoid growth. But you've been thrown into the fire. And yes, it's been hot. Yes, it's been painful. Yes, there have been moments when you thought you couldn't take any more. But here's what's happening in that fire. You're being purified, you're being refined. All the impurities, all the doubts, all the fears that were holding you back are being burned away. What's emerging from this fire is the real you, the authentic you, the powerful you, the you that was there all along, waiting for this moment to step forward. Now, let's talk about what this comeback is going to look like. Because I want you to understand something important. This isn't going to be a small, incremental improvement. This isn't going to be you getting back to where you were before. This is going to be a complete transformation. This is going to be you rising to a level that you didn't even know existed. When you make a comeback after being knocked down, you don't just get back up, you get up stronger, you get up wiser. You get up with a depth of character and a strength of spirit that you could never have developed without going through what you went through. The struggle you've faced has been your training ground. It's been your preparation for the greatness that's coming. Think about the most successful people you admire. Think about the people who have made a real impact in this world. Every single one of them has a comeback story. Every single one of them has faced defeat, rejection, and failure. But they didn't let those experiences define them. They used those experiences to refine them. There's a man who was fired from a newspaper because his editor said he lacked imagination. He went on to build an empire of imagination that has touched billions of lives. There's a woman who was told she wasn't good enough for television. She went on to become one of the most influential media personalities in history. There's a man who failed in business multiple times, who faced bankruptcy, who lost elections. He went on to become president and save a nation. These people didn't succeed despite their failures. They succeeded because of them. Their failures taught them lessons they couldn't have learned any other way. Their failures gave them empathy, resilience, and determination. Their failures prepared them for their purpose. And that's exactly what's happening with you right now. Your failures haven't been stopping you. They've been preparing you. Every setback has been a setup for your comeback. Every door that closed was protecting you from something that wasn't meant for you and redirecting you towards something better. Every loss you experienced was making room for a greater gain. But here's the key. You have to change the way you see your situation. You have to stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start seeing yourself as a student of life. You have to stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? You have to stop focusing on what you've lost and start focusing on what you're gaining. Because you are gaining something. You're gaining strength. You're gaining wisdom. You're gaining perspective. You're gaining clarity about what really matters. You're gaining compassion for others who are struggling. You're gaining the very qualities that will make your comeback. Not just possible, but inevitable. Let me tell you something about the universe and how it responds to you. The universe is not a judgmental place. It's not sitting up there deciding who deserves success and who doesn't. The universe is a mirror. It reflects back to you exactly what you're putting out. If you're putting out thoughts of defeat, feelings of unworthiness, and energy of desperation, that's what you're going to get back. But if you change what you're putting out, the reflection changes too. This is where your power lies. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to change everything by changing your mind. You have the power to shift from seeing yourself as someone who's been defeated to seeing yourself as someone who's being prepared for victory. You have the power to move from living in the past to living in the present moment, where all possibility exists. The present moment is all you ever really have. The past is gone, you can't change it. The future hasn't arrived yet. You can't control it. But this moment, right now, this is yours. And in this moment, you get to decide who you're going to be. You get to decide what story you're going to tell yourself. You get to decide whether you're going to use your energy to beat yourself up or to build yourself up. Choose to build yourself up. Choose to be kind to yourself. Choose to recognize that you're doing the best you can with what you know. Choose to forgive yourself for past mistakes. Choose to release the guilt, the shame, the regret. Choose to step into this moment as a clean slate, ready to write a new chapter. And as you step into this new chapter, I want you to understand something crucial about how comebacks work. They don't happen overnight. They happen through consistent daily choices. They happen through small actions taken with great love. They happen through showing up, even when you don't feel like it. They happen through keeping your commitment to yourself, even when no one else is watching. You're not looking for a magic pill. You're not looking for some external force to swoop in and save you. You're looking for the strength that's already inside you. You're looking for the wisdom that you've already gained through your experiences. You're looking for the courage that has carried you this far and will carry you all the way to your victory. Every morning when you wake up, you're making a choice. You're choosing to give up or to get up. You're choosing to stay stuck or to move forward. You're choosing to believe the negative voices or to listen to the truth. And the truth is this: you are capable of far more than you realize. You are stronger than you think. You are worthy of every good thing you desire. Now, let's talk about the practical side of your comeback, because yes, mindset is crucial. Yes, your thoughts create your reality. But you also have to take action. You have to move. You have to do something different than what you've been doing. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. Your comeback requires you to step into new behaviors, new habits, new ways of being. Start small. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, trying to change everything at once is usually what leads to burnout and giving up. Instead, pick one thing, one small thing you can do today that will move you in the direction of your comeback. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's reading something inspiring. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who believes in you. Whatever it is, do it. And then tomorrow do it again, and the next day do it again. Because it's not the big dramatic actions that create lasting change. It's the small, consistent actions repeated over time. It's the compound effect of showing up for yourself day after day, even in the smallest ways. And as you take these small actions, something amazing happens. You start to build momentum. You start to build confidence. You start to prove to yourself that you can do hard things. You start to see evidence that things are changing. And that evidence creates more belief, which creates more action, which creates more evidence, which creates more belief. It becomes a beautiful upward spiral. But here's what you need to know about this process. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward instead of forward. There will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you want to quit. And that's okay. That's normal. That's part of the process. The comeback isn't a straight line. It's a zigzag. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But as long as you're committed to continuing, as long as you refuse to give up, you're still making progress. When those difficult moments come, and they will come, I want you to remember something. I want you to remember why you started. I want you to remember the vision you have for your life. I want you to remember the person you're becoming. I want you to remember that every single person who has ever achieved anything worthwhile has faced exactly what you're facing right now, and they pushed through. You have the same access to the same power that they had. You have the same spiritual resources available to you. You have the same infinite potential. The only difference between you and someone living the life you want to live is that they decided to keep going when everything in them wanted to stop. They decided to believe when belief seemed foolish. They decided to act when action seemed pointless. They decided to persist when persistence seemed impossible. And now it's your turn to make that decision. It's your turn to choose persistence over surrender. It's your turn to choose faith over fear. It's your turn to choose action over apathy. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your comeback. Let me tell you what I know about you. Even though we've never met, I know that you have more strength than you're currently using. I know that you have gifts that are waiting to be expressed. I know that you have a purpose that is waiting to be fulfilled. I know that you have love in your heart that is waiting to be shared. I know that you have wisdom gained from your experiences that others need to hear. I know that your story isn't over yet. In fact, the best parts haven't even been written. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not too old, too young, too broken, too damaged, or too far gone. You are exactly where you need to be to launch into the greatest chapter of your life. This moment of struggle, this time of difficulty, this season of challenge, this is your launching pad. This is where your comeback begins. Think about a rocket ship. Before it can soar into space, there has to be incredible pressure building up underneath it. There has to be controlled chaos. There has to be fire and smoke and shaking. To an outside observer, it might look like the whole thing is about to explode. But what's really happening is that all that pressure, all that energy, all that force is being gathered for one purpose: to propel that rocket higher than it's ever been before. That's you right now. All the pressure you've been feeling, all the intensity of your situation, all the challenges you've been facing, they're not destroying you. They're preparing you for liftoff. They're building the force you need to break through the atmosphere of your old limitations and soar into a new reality. And when you do take off, when you do begin to rise, people are going to notice. They're going to ask you what happened. They're going to want to know your secret. And you're going to be able to tell them the truth. There was no secret. There was only a decision to keep going. There was only a choice to believe. There was only a commitment to showing up. There was only a refusal to accept defeat as final. Your comeback is going to inspire others. Your story is going to give hope to people who are where you are now. Your transformation is going to be proof that change is possible, that healing is available, that new beginnings are real. You're not just coming back for yourself. You're coming back for everyone who needs to see that it can be done. But right now, I want you to focus on you. I want you to focus on what you need. I want you to focus on how you're going to take care of yourself during this process. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't have. Your comeback requires you to replenish yourself, to restore yourself, to renew yourself. This means being intentional about what you're putting into your mind. Stop consuming content that drains you. Stop watching news that terrifies you. Stop scrolling through social media that makes you feel inadequate. Start feeding your mind with things that inspire you, uplift you, and remind you of your power. Read books by people who have overcome what you're overcoming. Listen to messages that speak to your spirit. Surround yourself, even if only virtually, with people who believe in possibility. This means being intentional about what you're putting into your body. Your physical health affects your mental and emotional state. You can't expect to feel strong and energized if you're filling your body with things that deplete you. Start treating your body like the temple it is. Give it nourishing food, give it movement, give it rest, give it water, give it sunlight, give it fresh air. Your body is your vehicle for this comeback. Take care of it. This means being intentional about your environment. You are influenced by your surroundings more than you realize. If your space is chaotic, your mind will be chaotic. If your space is cluttered, your thoughts will be cluttered. Create an environment that supports the person you're becoming. Clean up your space. Organize your life. Remove things that remind you of your past failures. Add things that inspire your future success. This means being intentional about your relationships. Not everyone in your life is meant to be in your next chapter. Some people are seasoned friends, not lifetime friends. And that's okay. Give yourself permission to outgrow relationships that no longer serve you. Give yourself permission to set boundaries with people who drain your energy. Give yourself permission to distance yourself from negativity. And actively seek out relationships with people who encourage your growth, who celebrate your progress, who believe in your potential. As you make these intentional changes, you're going to notice something. You're going to notice that you feel different. You're going to notice that you think different. You're going to notice that you act different. And that's when you'll know the comeback has begun. You're not the same person you were when this all started. You've been transformed. You've been upgraded. You've been prepared for what's next. Now, I want to address something that might be on your mind. You might be wondering when this comeback is going to happen. You might be looking for a timeline. You might be trying to figure out exactly when your breakthrough will arrive. And I understand that desire. We all want to know when the pain will end and when the victory will begin. But here's what I've learned about timing. It's always perfect, even when it doesn't feel like it. Things happen when they're supposed to happen, not when we want them to happen. Your comeback is coming at exactly the right moment. Not too early, when you wouldn't be ready for it. Not too late, when the opportunity has passed. But right on time, when everything has aligned perfectly. Your job isn't to control the timing. Your job is to prepare for the moment. Your job is to do the inner work so that when the opportunity arrives, you're ready to receive it. Your job is to build the character, develop the skills, cultivate the mindset, and strengthen the spirit so that you can handle the level you're about to reach. Because here's something most people don't understand about success and comebacks. The higher you go, the more is required of you. The bigger the blessing, the bigger the responsibility, the greater the impact, the greater the preparation needed. You're not just being prepared for a return to normal, you're being prepared for unprecedented success, and that requires unprecedented growth. So instead of asking when, start asking who do I need to become to be ready for my next level? Who do I need to be to handle the success that's coming? Who do I need to be to maintain the breakthrough when it arrives? Who do I need to be to use my comeback to help others? These are the questions that will accelerate your growth. These are the questions that will align you with your purpose. These are the questions that will prepare you for the magnificent life that's waiting for you on the other side of this challenge. And as you ask these questions and grow into the answers, I want you to practice something powerful. I want you to practice gratitude. I know it seems counterintuitive to be grateful when things are hard. I know it seems strange to give thanks when you're in the middle of a struggle. But gratitude is not about denying your current reality. It's about recognizing the gifts within it. Be grateful for the strength you're developing. Be grateful for the lessons you're learning. Be grateful for the clarity you're gaining. Be grateful for the people who have stood by you. Be grateful for the resilience you're building. Be grateful for the opportunity to prove to yourself what you're made of. Be grateful for this moment, because this moment is the foundation of your future success. Gratitude shifts your energy. It shifts your focus. It shifts your frequency. And when you shift your frequency, you shift what you attract. When you're operating from a place of gratitude, you're operating from a place of abundance. And abundance attracts more abundance. Success attracts more success. Blessings attract more blessings. So even in the middle of your comeback, before you've seen all the results, practice being grateful. Say thank you for the progress you've made, even if it's small. Say thank you for the strength to keep going. Say thank you for the wisdom you're gaining. Say thank you for the transformation that's occurring. Say thank you for the victory that's on its way. Now, as we come to the close of our time together, I want to leave you with a vision. I want you to see yourself 1 year from now. Not 1 year in the future where you're still struggling, still stuck, still wondering when things will change, but 1 year in the future where your comeback is complete, where you've risen, where you've transformed, where you've become the person you were always meant to be. See yourself living with confidence. See yourself operating in your purpose. See yourself experiencing the success you've been working toward. See yourself helping others because you've been where they are and you know the way out. See yourself looking back at this moment, this difficult season, with gratitude because you understand now that it was all necessary. It was all preparing you. It was all shaping you into the person who could handle the level of life you're now living. That future is not a fantasy. That future is a possibility. That future is a probability if you make the right choices. That future is your destiny if you refuse to give up. You are entering the biggest comeback of your life, not because circumstances are going to magically change, but because you are changing, not because the world is going to suddenly become easier, but because you are becoming stronger. Not because challenges are going to disappear, but because you are developing the capacity to overcome them. This comeback is happening. It's already in motion. The wheels are already turning. The universe is already conspiring on your behalf. Your higher self is already guiding you. Your purpose is already calling you. Your destiny is already waiting for you. All you have to do is keep moving forward. All you have to do is keep believing. All you have to do is keep showing up. All you have to do is keep choosing growth over comfort, faith over fear, action over apathy. You are not down for the count. You are down on one knee, catching your breath before you rise. You are not defeated. You are being refined. You are not finished. You are being prepared for your finest hour. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your comeback. And it's going to be bigger, better, and more beautiful than anything you've experienced before. It's going to exceed your expectations. It's going to surpass your imagination. It's going to fulfill the deepest desires of your heart. So stand up, dust yourself off, look forward, not backward. Set your intention. Commit to your growth. Take that first step, and then take another, and another, and another. Keep moving, keep believing, keep trusting, keep growing, because you're not just surviving this. You're about to thrive through this. You're not just getting through this, you're about to grow through this. You're not just recovering from this, you're about to rise because of this. Your comeback starts now, right here, right in this moment, with the decision you make right now to refuse to stay down, with the choice you make right now to believe in your potential, with the commitment you make right now to become who you were created to be. Welcome to your comeback. Welcome to your transformation. Welcome to the beginning of the best chapter of your life. It's going to be extraordinary. It's going to be worth every struggle. It's going to be everything you've been hoping for and more. Now go, rise, become, achieve, overcome, inspire, shine. This is your time. This is your season. This is your comeback. Make it count.